raise it up, and you're gonna draw circles with your knee. Some people take the hand and further push so that it can get into the hip, and you should be like shaped like a triangle. You don't want to be leaning on one side, you want to be straight and stacked up. Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome to today's video. In today's video, I am going to be teaching you the secrets on how to unlock your flexibility and how you, yes, you there at home, can get into a split. Several years ago, to be specific, March 2020, I taught myself how to do the split. The split is something that I had always wanted to do, and I was always telling myself, I'll teach myself, I'll teach myself, I'll teach myself. And then the pandemic came and it forced us to stay at home, and I was like, well, this is the best time to do it. I've shared my journey and I've posted myself in splits several times, and many people have asked me for the secrets. How do I do it? How do I teach myself? So this is why this video exists. I'm going to be teaching you the way that I learned how to do splits, which was via yoga, and I'm going to be showing you the exact routine that you can do, and once you're consistent and you practice with it, you'll unlock your split in no time. But before we get into the splits, I gotta teach you about two very important muscles: your hamstrings and your psoas. Your psoas muscle is the muscle that actually connects your thighs, like your quads here, to your back and to your upper body. It's a muscle that wraps from here and it goes all the way around and it connects into your back. And your hamstrings are the muscles that go all the way down your legs. So it goes from under your glutes, which is your butt, all the way down to your ankle. Those are two very important muscles that we are going to be working on to get your split. Of course, there are other muscles that are involved, especially your quads, your glutes, your hips, but your hamstrings and your psoas muscles are the two important muscles when it comes to unlocking your split. We are going to sit down in butterfly. Already, you're going to start to open up your hip. Butterfly is when you have the feet connect, touch like this, your legs open like this. Some people hang out right here, you know, because you're not like loosened up, but you want to be down here. The closer you have your feet to your body, the harder it is. So if you're just starting out, you can start out with like your legs up front, or you can even like, you know, make it a very big triangle. But if you're really trying to get into those hips, pull your feet towards your body, have a straight back, these thighs, the bottom of your thighs touching the floor. You could take your hands and rest and slightly press it down. I've seen some people use weights and plates. And what you're gonna do is, for every pose that we're gonna do, you're going to hold it for 3 breath cycles. A breath cycle is when you breathe in, then you hold, and then you breathe out. You're going to do that process, breathing in, holding, breathing out 3 times. You can do more than 3, but 3 is the minimum you have to do. From butterfly pose, we're going to move to our hands and knees. And now we're gonna do some hip circles. You wanna stack your body on top of each other, so you wanna make sure that your wrist is under your elbow, which is under your shoulder. You don't wanna be like leaning, you don't wanna be overextending. You wanna make sure that your hips are right up top of your knees and your calves are straight, so it's not, you know, you're splaying out. And from here, you're gonna take one leg, raise it up, and you're gonna draw circles with your knee. It could be a small circle, it could be a big circle, but you're gonna draw 5 circles one way and 5 circles the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then you're gonna reverse the circle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you're gonna do that on the other leg as well. From here, we're gonna move into downward dog. You can move your hands just slightly in front of you to give yourself some balance. And downward dog, you push your hips into the air and you straighten those legs. Downward dog is a great hamstring exercise. So whenever I get into this position, I always try to maximize it. You wanna get your heel to touch the ground. Let me turn around and show you. You want to get your heel to touch the ground so you can fully stretch out your hamstrings. After downward dog, we're going to take our right leg, or your left leg, depending on which leg you want to start with first, and you're gonna bring it up front. You're gonna bring it to the outside of your mat. It's okay if it's off the mat, but just make sure it's the outside of the mat, and your hands are inside like this. You're going to be in a low lunge, the beginnings of lizard pose. So if your back leg is up, you have your ankle stacked with your knee. You're gonna feel it in this muscle right here, because this is the muscle that's holding up your thigh and holding up your back. If it's a bit too much for you, you can drop that back knee, but I highly advise you start with the knee up. You look forward, you hold it for a couple of breaths. If you want to go deeper, come down to your elbows, and you should start to feel this on the outside of this thigh. You start feeling it right here. After you've been on your elbows, or you can just be on your hands and then you come down, you can drop that back knee, lift yourself up, and then you can do, there are variations of this. Some people just balance on the outside of their foot. Some people just stay like this. Some people take the hand and further push so that it can get into the hip. You really feel it right in here. And you can also, in that way, lift up your hand. So you're basically engaging your core to help lift you up as you push away. And you'll feel it right here. So taking our right leg that has been on the outside of the mat, we're gonna bring it to the center and we're gonna frame the foot. I want my ankle to be stacked with my knee, and you're gonna already feel a great stretch here in this glute and in that psoas. So like this, and you can come up here. If you wanna further stretch out that psoas and also open your hips, lean on that knee and bring the back foot up. Only if you can. This is a little bit advanced. Even myself, sometimes I fall off when I'm doing it. All right, our foot stacks like this. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna go into triangle pose. You're gonna lift that back leg, straighten the front foot, and you should be like shaped like a triangle. I'm moving this way so you can see the way your leg should be, but you should frame your front foot. Your body should be facing forward or looking down to your knee. It's okay if you're still hanging out here if you're a beginner. If you're like, still wobbling up top, it's okay. And then you're gonna come back down into that low lunge. Then hold it, do a breath cycle down here. Push up into pyramid. Now we're getting into this hamstring. You should start to feel it in the back of this leg. Back to that low lunge, and then come back to pyramid. If you really want to get into pyramid, like get into that hamstring, lift and flex that front foot. It'll feel very weird, but I promise you, you'll feel it in your hamstring, and you're gonna unlock so much more stretchiness and flexibility. Now we're gonna come back down. Now we're back on that psoas, but we're also gonna play around with this. We're gonna go into a half split. Now this pose is very important. If there's no other pose, you know this is the one, because it works the two most important muscles that we need for our split. What you're gonna do is you're gonna pull back. Pull your hips back. You want this leg to be straight, this other leg to be stacked. So you want your hip on top of your knee. You don't want to be leaning on one side. You want to be straight and stacked up, and you will feel it in this hamstring. So you hold this pose for a bit, and you come back forward, and you feeling your psoas. So you're kind of going back and forth between the opposing legs. And there you go. Forward. After you've done that 3 to 5 times, we're gonna go into pigeon pose. This foot that's in front, I'm going to move it, slide it down, and now this front foot, as you can see, is on the ground. And you want your body to face up. You want this back leg to be straight behind you, like a long leg. Think about a line from your toe all the way through your leg, through your back to your head. So you want it to be a very nice straight line. For a beginner, you're probably gonna hang out like here. It might even be too much to get all the way that back here, like get this leg all the way here, that's fine. You start off by just hanging out here. If you can, you come down here, you put your hands on down, and then you can put your head down. And you should be feeling this in like your glutes, your outer hamstrings, like the leg in front is gonna be feeling like all sorts of things. All right, now what we're gonna do is that we're gonna complete the pigeon. I think some people also call this mermaid. You lift that back leg up, you kind of encircle it, grab that hand, and then you hold it. So you're in a bind right now. Whew. You let that go, and then I'm gonna come to my hands and knees. My toes are going to touch. My knees are gonna be on the outside of the mat, so it's gonna be wide like this. And I'm going to send my upper body and my arms forward, just like that. And you should feel a really nice release and relief in your hips when you do this. Alright, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do all of that on this leg. Right. So we're gonna move into some little micro exercises that don't look like much, but really do a lot. I'm gonna show you guys a figure 4 stretch. Is you wanna get on your back and you're gonna put up your legs like this. And then you're gonna take one leg, put your ankle on top of the opposite knee like this. You're gonna lift this leg, the leg that's still down on the floor. You're gonna lift it up. So you're gonna take your hand under your thigh and you're gonna use your elbow to push against that knee. And then you're gonna flex this foot. You should feel a really good stretch on the opposite, which is this leg, on the opposite right there. Sometimes I like to have this leg long, so it's like stretching out this hamstring as well as stretching out the muscle in the opposite leg. So it really depends on like the intensity. This is less intense, this is way more intense. To really get into that hip, what you can do is you can just move your knee. Like the best way I can say, just move it back and forth, because you'll really get into that joint. So coming out of that figure 4 stretch, we're going to go into fire log. So we're going to take our legs. You're basically going to stack your shins on top of each other. Put your ankle on top of the opposite knee and put that knee on top of the opposite ankle. So you basically want to stack your shins. The leg that is on top is going to be the one that you feel it the most in. You're going to feel it already in your psoas and in your outer muscles right there. If you're starting out, it's going to be really hard to get that leg to go down. It'll be like kind of up here, but you eventually really want to press down on this leg and really get it down so that you can really feel it in your hip and in your thighs. Another way to also get deep into it is to lean forward and have your hands out. Easy to switch to the opposite ankle. I actually do not know what the name of this pose or exercise is, and it looks so simple, but it is very, very effective. We're gonna get on our knees and we're gonna take one leg and put it out, and you want this leg to be a perfect angle. So your knee over your ankle and this thigh, and you want this leg as well to be a perfect angle. So you want your hip stacked on top of your knee. You basically want to be a straight line. You'll pull your head down and you'll push your hip forward. So you push this leg forward, but you pull this hip down, and you feel kind of like a zipping. You feel that line. You feel that muscle right there. Whew. Now we're going to do hero pose, which is a quad stretch. Get yourself on your knees, and you can do one leg at a time, but I like to do 2 legs at the same time. And you basically want to lean back and get your body on the floor. You want to move your calves out of the way, and you want to lean all the way back. And this is a really good stretch for your quads and also for your psoas as well. Now we're going to move into a little more complex exercises. First, going to start with doing some side stretches, some side lunges. I don't even know how to describe this exercise. So what you're going to do is you're going to have one leg like this and the other one facing this way. So you basically want to have this out turned this way, and then you're going to lean back up, lean back up. That's really going to help with the inner thighs. Lean back up, lean back up, lean, and you want to hold. Going to go into frog pose. This pose is wow, that's all I can say. It's one of the hardest poses and it's really advanced, and I don't advise anyone that is very new to flexibility or yoga to do this. I mean, you can try, but I'm always worried about new people trying this because for me that have been doing this for a while, it's still kind of, it gets me. Frog pose is on your hands and knees. You're basically going to turn your thighs to face the ground. Like your inner thighs, you want them to face the ground. You want to turn your knees outwards, your toes outwards. See the way I'm pointing? Once you start to get into the form, you're like, okay. And then come down to my elbows. The aim is to get your hips, your inner hips, your groin to touch the floor. You eventually want to get your thighs to be on the floor. I haven't gotten there yet, as you can clearly see. One way to get closer to that goal is to move your body forward and backwards. And you should start to feel it in your inner thigh. And then hold it as deep as you can. Another way to also get into that muscle is to lift up that leg. So I did 5 times. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. That is a lot. That is a lot. We're going to get into some more hamstring stretches, and this is the final stage of stretching before we go into our splits. Stand up tall, raise your hands to the air, and come down. Touch your toes. Touching your toes is so simple for me, and I thought it was something that everybody could do until I realized that not everybody can touch their toes without having to bend their knees. That being able to touch your toes like this is a sign of good flexibility. And I was like, oh, okay. I did not know that. If you want to go further in, touching your toes, if you're that flexible, you can actually put your palms under your feet and step on them. And it's a really nice stretch for your hamstrings and also for your hands as well. Another extension of touching your toes, you want to get your front body to touch your thighs. So I'm just going to really wrap my hands around my legs and pull my body close to each other. I'm going to zip up through the middle and face my head down. And yeah, just hug myself, an upside down hug basically. We're going to do a wide forward fold. Really helps as well with your thighs and your hips. So open your legs as wide as you can. What I'll say is push your bum out and push your body forward. So it's not a up and down, it's like a hinge. You're like hinging your body forward. And when you push your butt out, you're pulling your hamstring. So once you push your butt out like this, you will feel a strengthening and like a straightening of the hamstrings. Bring your body forward. And you should start to feel it in the hamstrings. I like to stick your butt up, not out but up, because that's gonna help to pull the hamstring that's under the glute. You can also kind of lean forward as well. So what you're doing, you're pushing your butt up, pulling that hamstring up, and you're also leaning forward, which also pulls that hamstring. We're basically trying to stretch out that hamstring so that when we get into the split, it's just very easy for us to sit in it. To come out of this, toe, heel, toe. So toe, heel, toe. Bend as much as you need, and then push yourself up. And now it's time to get into our splits. I always advise people to start from the back of their mat and to start on their knees like this. Take as much time as you need before you really, because the split is not a pose or an exercise that we get into very often. So I always advise and I always tell people to take it slow, to be careful, because you can sprain your muscles, you can injure yourself, and that's not cute. Balance yourself and have that foot forward. Now what I like to do is I like to first, bring that hip down and back. Bring it down and back. And slowly you start to inch this foot forward. We're gonna go into our half split now. Forward, back. You can start to, if you can, move your leg forward, and you can get into the position of the split and you can hold it. Like you can be like right here and hold it for a bit. You eventually will do it multiple times to the point that you can let your hands go. Now, to come out of a split, the two main ways that I come out of a split is I lean on this leg, the front leg, I lean on it, and then I bring this back leg forward. So and then I do a reverse plank. I actually don't know why I do a reverse plank. I think I saw it in a video. After doing a split, do a reverse plank. So ever since then, I've been doing it. not supposed to lean this way, but I am because I'm not as stretched out as I wish I was. Also, it's harder for me to do a split on this leg than the other leg. One side of your body will be stronger, it'll be easier. That's just the way life is. Now, another way you can come out of a split, what I do is I lean forward and then I take this leg back. And I come like this. Ladies and gentlemen, is my video on the poses and exercises that you can do and practice to help you learn the split. I hope that this video was very, very helpful. Please, if it was, and even if you have any questions at all, please, the comment section is open. Ask me all the questions that you have. Please don't forget to stretch to the subscribe button so you can subscribe to my channel and join my family here on the internet. Also, do not forget to warm up to the notification bell so that you can get notifications of whenever I upload a new video. Do not forget to split to the like button so you can tell the algorithm that you like this video and other people should watch it, and that you recommend it to other people as well. That's how the algorithm works. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Do let me know if you have any questions, anything, any complaints, concerns. Let me know. Talk to you later. Bye. I learned how to do the split so I could do shit like this. Hey.